Friday, June 13th, 2025. Yeah, Friday the 13th. Where am I? At the dacha. Where would I be? And wow, if you watched yesterday's video, oh my God, I was out here and it was so humid, but I was pushing myself, and man, am I sore today. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta still go to the dacha. I still gotta work, but I'm gonna kind of tone it down a little bit. Not gonna work as hard. Plus, the rain is starting to come. The temperature has dropped. And hey, let's take a look at the temperature while we're talking about it. 20 degrees Celsius. 20 degrees Celsius. So it is a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. But it's also a little bit breezy, and the rain is kind of misty right now. So it's not really totally raining, so I can still kind of work without a jacket and whatnot. But I'm sore today. Why? Well, let's go over here. I'll show you. In case you did not watch yesterday's video, let's turn the camera around. I'll show you what I did yesterday. Yesterday, I was working on the drainage over here. So I did these two lines right here. I covered them up. And I was really pushing it, trying to get everything done. So the edges, I have them open so that I can continue on. I dug this section out right here. I dug it out in quick time, and that right there. And I was planning that today I want to lay the fabric and put the chib in, the drain rock, and start covering it up. But it takes a lot of effort. Okay, what doesn't take a lot of effort? Yeah, so I'm feeling a little bit sore today, and I'm thinking, well, you know what? Even if I just lay the fabric down, that's, not that hard. I'm not really lifting. It's the lifting part of bringing the drain rock, bringing the soil, and I've been grabbing the soil. Yesterday I was grabbing from over there behind that shed, and I made a new lawn space there, so it was kind of killing two birds with one stone. I want to try get as much as I can completed without overexerting myself, so that whatever is covered up, when it rains, I'll come back and I'll see where the little dips are, and I can then just fill them in with more dirt, and we'll have a nice level lawn. So that's that. I don't know. Friday the 13th, gotta take it easy because I don't know if you're superstitious. I'm not, but Friday the 13th still kind of carries that little bit of a be careful, take it easy. So yeah, I'll kind of do more light duty. I don't know, find some things to do. As long as I'm just slowly moving, I'm not gonna, hurt too much. I also got to go into the SUV. We bought some dirt on the way here. We stopped at the building center. So I got to take out a couple bags of dirt. And then I'm going to start working on the drainage. All right, let's go to work. So we brought over a few more plants that have to be transplanted. Here it is. I got them on the wheelbarrow. And 2 bags of soil that's going to be used for when we're transplanting. All right. Oh yeah, these are my boxes that I make. So they come into good use for hauling things. All right. Got to take it over there and drop it off, and then I can start on my drainage before it really starts raining. Okay, I got my black fabric here, and while it's not raining yet, I figure I can start laying it down over here, and if it starts raining, well, I'll stop. If not, I'll just slowly work, and I'm not going to try and exert myself too much today. All right, let's start laying it down. Okay, I've laid out a little section here, so I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. And I don't know, the sun was just out before I started videotaping. And it's what we would say a pasmurny день. It's kind of cloudy. That's good. It's a little bit breezy right now, so it's keeping the humidity down. So that should be okay. All right, let's go load up the drain rock. The first wheelbarrow load is filled up, and I'm not filling them up all the way, otherwise it's just way too heavy. It just makes it more difficult carrying it. So right here, that's about 2/3 of a load, and we will end up taking it over there and start filling in that ditch. Oh, nice breeze. Look at this. You can see with the wind on the leaves. This is nice. Really, really nice. Because as soon as the wind stops, it does get a little bit humid. But as long as I've got the wind here, and if I work nice and easy, nice and slow, I think I'll be able to get through today. All right, back to work. There it is, one wheelbarrow load. So yeah, it's all set in there, and now I still got, I'm about what? A fifth of the way, so I'll need probably 5 wheelbarrow loads. All right, let's go do it. So just a little bit less than 5 wheelbarrow loads were used to fill in this trench with the drain rock or the chebin. So now that it's all in and the weather has been holding out, it's been raining a little bit, not that much. Now what I got to do is I need to cover everything up, and just to weigh it down, I'm going to put the bricks across, and then if I have time, I'm going to start laying the dirt right over top. But first things first, we got to cover everything up. All right, let's do it. Now I have everything all folded up. So there it is. It's like a shawarma or a panini. And I'm keeping the end open so that it can tie in to that line right there. And that way it'll be a very nice connection. Otherwise, if I do it right to the end, I can't put an overlap on top of this. So there it is. It's all done. Ahead of schedule, under budget, I don't know, but it's ahead of schedule. Definitely did not plan to get this much done today, even though I am saying it's supposed to be a light duty day. Oh well. All right, let's go get some dirt. We'll get some dirt from the old greenhouse over there, and let's just lay down a few loads here in between the bricks, just weigh down. That way, once everything is down, I can then pick up the bricks and the weight will still hold everything down and it won't unravel. All right, let's go at it.
Свой квартал. ЖК «Голландский квартал». Завтра в Хабаровске до плюс 23. В течение дня дождь. Ветер юго-западный порывами до 13 метров в секунду. Ближайшей ночью плюс 19.
There it is. Tomorrow, temperature. Weather forecast is to a high of 23 with rain. So, looks like, I guess I got the rainy season coming up. So yeah, while I was taking a break, I had the radio on and the weather forecast came on. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to show you guys. So usually about every 30 minutes, there's a commercial and it gives the weather forecast brought to you by whoever the sponsor is. And in case you guys are wondering, the radio station that I'm listening to, it's called Radio Monte Carlo. And the kind of music that they play, no, it's not from Monte Carlo. It's just called Radio Monte Carlo. They play soft rock. Believe it or not, there's a Canadian content that's on there. It's sort of like their house music. They always got Celine Dion. They always have, let's see. They got Celine Dion. They have sometimes Nickelback. Who else do they have? Bryan Adams. Who else is there? I don't know. There's a few more. When it comes on, I'm like, oh, wow, they're playing Canadian music. So it's kind of good. And it's all English content, or let's say mostly. They do play some Italian music, soft rock. So I just feel like I'm back home right now. I got my radio on and you know, Phil Collins. Who else do I listen to on here that they play as a regular rotation? Let's see. Dire Straits is on here. Eric Clapton, the Beatles. Who else? Sometimes they get into some of the older stuff like Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin, stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. You hear some music from the 50s and 60s. Anyways, I think my break is over, and I'm going to go back to filling up the soil from the old greenhouse and start filling in the drainage ditch. Let's go to work. Here's the first wheelbarrow load of dirt that I'm taking out of the old greenhouse that Andy took apart last week. And as I was taking the dirt out, I found this linoleum. So the old lady that used to own this place before us, she had the lino in between her rows of plants, whatever she had on either side. So she didn't want any weeds growing, so she put some linoleum down and then put dirt on top of it so you couldn't see it. Anyways, I ripped it out and I'm gonna take it into the junk pile over there, and that's gonna go to the garbage dump and continue to take all the dirt out of here. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. I'm taking out all the dirt and I'm putting it into our drainage over there. And this wood right here, this lumber, if it's not rotten, I can repurpose it. I can probably make a table or chairs or something. But if I see that it's rotten, even if part of it is rotten, I can take it with a table saw. And that's a 2x6. I can cut it down to a 2x4 because possibly underneath it's rotten. So if I cut it down, the rest is good. There's 2x4s. All right, let's haul this load of dirt, take it to our drain area over there. This is the area of our dacha where we put the stuff that has to go to the landfill site, to the garbage dump. So this lino can't really be used for anything, not that I could think of. And it's gonna go over here, so everything that you see in the pile here will have to be trucked away to the garbage dump. So trying to keep the area clean so there's no garbage way out over there. Kind of localize it over here so that then when we can bring the truck in through the gate, load everything up and haul it away. I took the cordless drill and I got these screws, got them out of the corner joints here. So I got 2 boards out right now, and actually doesn't look too bad. So even if there is a little bit of rot, I can just cut it down to 2x4s. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them dry out, and then I'll be able to get a better look at what it looks like underneath. In the meantime, I'm going to start, as I'm taking the dirt out, I'm going to start leveling it so it's going to be flush to the grass so that this new lawn area won't be higher or lower than what is around it. Plus I got to figure out where I can put these pieces and that wood over there. I don't know. Maybe I won't touch that today, but this definitely I'll have to move away. And that 2x6, I can unscrew it and start making this into a lawn zone, and at the same time taking the dirt over there. All right, back to work. So I got rid of the quinset arch. There were actually 2 of them that were sitting over here. They're part of the greenhouse, and there were 2 long 2x6s. They look like they're about 18 footers. 2 of them and 1 long one over here. So the 3 of them, I didn't know where to put them, so I put them up against the shed right here. Here they are. And where did I put the 2x6s? Well, I brought them over here to the work area where I do all my wood cutting and stuff. And I'm just going to give it some time. Let it dry out. See, there's a little bit of rot here. So some of this might be good still, or I can even cut it down to a 2x5 instead of a 2x4. So yeah, this is really good solid wood, except for what was touching the ground. So I'll let them dry out, and then I'll scrape them off, or scrape the dirt off, and I'll be able to figure out what to do with them. This one looks a little bit wonky. It's a bit crooked on that end. Even though this side is straight, but this side is curved. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking maybe they could be used for a bench. I don't have a bench here, so yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Before I start leveling this area off, I gotta get rid of this grass here. So I'll quickly just pull it out, and then I will take the shovel and start taking stuff from the high end. I think I went a little bit too low over here when I was borrowing. Anyways, I'm gonna try keep it as flush to each end. So to the grass over here, try keeping it flush so it's not up, and meld it in right over there. So hopefully today this section over here will be turned into the extension of our lawn, and any of the dirt I still could use it to fill in the drainage over there. Now that I took the grass away from the perimeter, it will be much easier to start leveling it and making it flush on each end. So I'm going to start from that end and start moving back towards me, and we'll be gaining new grass space. All right, let's go to work. We bought this drum last year, and it's used for packing the ground so that when you're making out the lawn and you level everything off, and you just put the weight of this drum onto it and it levels everything off. And it's hollow, and just fill it up with water here. Take a few minutes, and it's probably about, I don't know, 150 pounds. So what is that in kilos? 150 pounds, I don't know. Divided by 2.2, so I don't know. You guys can figure it out. Anyways, and when I unscrewed it, I saw it was a little bit rusty, so I'm going to use Russia's equivalent of WD-40 called Exton 40, and just spray it on to make sure that it doesn't get more rusty. Alright, so 10-minute break, fill it up, and then back to work. There's always something interesting to find when you're digging under the surface here. So as I'm working on building this grassy area, I came across something interesting. I want to show you what it is. More linoleum. Here it is. Oh my God. So yeah, I must have missed it when I was clearing this out, because it was right at the edge of the path here. Anyways, so I started pulling it because there were two parts. There was one part that goes that way. I don't know how far. I'll have to figure that one out. And this one right here, as I started pulling it, it's just getting heavier and heavier. So I got my sharp saw, and I will cut it, and it'll be easier to put onto the wheelbarrow, and I'll haul it away into the garbage. The thing is, your guess is as good as mine. How far does this go that way? I don't know. I hope it doesn't go too far. Anyways, I gotta cut it and throw it onto the wheelbarrow. Okay, so now I have it cut, and here's the piece. Now, if I take it the way it is like this and throw it into the dump pile over there, well, when we take it to the landfill, you pay by weight. Now, why would I give them dirt and pay for it? Instead, I'm going to take the shovel over here, and I'm going to scrape this off so that it's only the linoleum, and it'll be much lighter, because right now it's really heavy. So what's the point of paying for it in the landfill? So a couple minutes, and just scrape everything off, and then I'll haul it away into our garbage pile over there. This is all the dirt that was scraped off with the shovel, and this is what's left. It's like half the weight. So I'm gonna, once I take it over there, I'm gonna lay it out in the sun, and once it dries out, I can take more of the loose stuff that's on it. Right now, it's caked on right onto the lino, so you can't really take it off. But once it dries, it'll just fall right off. But look at that. That's a lot of weight that would have been unnecessarily taken to the garbage dump. I packed everything down over here, and I brought another wheelbarrow load and just lay some dirt on top over here. So then I'm just gonna rake it out, and I'm gonna give it this look right here, just a little bit of a roughness. And when it rains, it will pack down. Plus, this right here will allow the seeds to start sprouting much easier than if it's solidly packed. That's what I learned from the experience of last year when I was making that section over there of the lawn. So I'll just rake it out now, and then I'll go work on another project. So my next little project that I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and lay it out, fold it, cut it in half, so that when I'm going to be putting the chebin into that ditch right there, it'll all be ready, good to go. So what does it say here? It says Span Bong Chorne. There it is. All right, so let's start cutting. So I laid out the sheet here, and I'm gonna cut it in half using this box cutter and just cut along the edge all the way to the very end over there, and I'll have two pieces, and then it'll be much easier without wasting any of this once I lay it into the trench over there. All right, let's start cutting. So just like yesterday, I'm not the only one that's out here. Victoria and her mother came out, Babushka Natalia, and let's turn the camera around. Let's see what they're up to. I think I heard them hiding around the limonik here. Let's see. No вот, я так и знал. All right, so taking a break from your hard work.
Having some coffee.
Having some coffee. So what do you think of the weather today?
Nicer than yesterday. Yesterday was too hot.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a breeze today.
Yep.
And
It is doing
today is Friday the 13th, but it's actually a holiday today, right? So it's a continuation of yesterday's Russia Day, right?
Yes, it is correct.
Okay, cool. So it's pretty cool. You guys got the
We have a rose, which is very, very beautiful.
a rose. Oh.
Oh, it's a big, big rose.
Yeah, well, you know, every rose has its thorn, like that rock and roll song.
And the grapes are growing.
And the grapes are starting to crawl up.
The grapes are not kept.
Yeah, well,
I'll get to it.
exactly like that Russian saying, you know, ruki не дошли еще. Yeah. Anyways, I'll let you enjoy your, what are you drinking, chai or coffee?
Coffee and coffee cake.
Coffee and coffee cake.
Yeah.
All right, well, I got to get back to digging my drainage here. And I got everything all cut up, ready to go. I got right over here, this is the black paper that's going to go down. I got to pull this bridge out and probably dig a little bit down this way because there's a T section right over here. So hopefully today with this breeze, it gives me better working conditions and it's not as humid, and hopefully I'll be able to finish all this. All right, let's go to work. Here's the first section of this ditch. So I got it right up to the T over here, and I will start bringing in the chebin, and hopefully everything won't fall apart because the wind picks things up and things fold over, and then I can proceed to work my way down up to there. Well, there it is. The chebin, the drain rock is all laid down and through this T and over here. So there it is. Now I gotta start filling it in. That's gonna take a while. I don't know if I'll get it all done today, but at least it's more than what I thought I was gonna accomplish today. All right, let's go get some dirt and start filling it in. As I continue to take the dirt out of the old greenhouse area, I'm kind of trying to level it off. So right now I brought my rake over and I just want to scratch this off to make it nice and smooth. and just keep working my way down. And I got to fill in that dip right there. So I kind of went in too deep, so maybe I can take some of the dirt from over here and put it over that way. Anyways, it is going to rain tonight or tomorrow, and if this is all nicely leveled off, that'll be perfect. It'll settle, and then I could plant grass and start watching the grass grow. All right, let's load up the dirt, and we got to still fill that up over there. I don't know, we've got some time still, so let's do it. Well, a little bit more scratched out, leveled out. I actually leveled that out right over there. There was more of a dip, and packed it down and just scratched it up again. And slowly moving my way down here. And got a wheelbarrow load of dirt to take to the drain pile over there. I know I'm running out of time here, so I think I'm only going to get up to here today. And I'm just going to put the dirt down just to hold it down so that if the wind picks up, it's not going to flap away and, you know, come back and there's going to be more work to do. So I'm just going to take this dirt, lay it down in the spots just to hold it down, and maybe grab another wheelbarrow load and bring it here, and we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll finish the rest today, but my objective is just to get this corner right now. The last bit of dirt has been hauled in, and I just laid it down in between the bricks here just to hold down the paper. And that's it for today. So the next time that I come back, I don't know, possibly tomorrow if the weather is good. Tomorrow's Saturday. I hope it's a good day. Then I could finish this off, remove all the bricks, and continue to add more dirt. Make sure that it's all flush, grass side to grass side. And then this T right over here, I'm gonna dig it out further and remove this bridge here and start laying that paper down here, and then I can cover that up with the dirt after I put the chebin down here. So there's still a lot to go, but it is coming along, and that's good. So I'm impressed. It's looking good. So can't get everything done in one day, but there's always another day. All right. So here it is, all scratched out, leveled off, and this is going to become part of our lawn. And of course, I'm going to have to come back and pull this lino. And I was talking to Victoria earlier, and she said she believes the other end is right over there where those bricks are. So that's going to be a job and a half, pulling it out and ruining my lawn, but it's got to be done. And same with this side right here. It's going that way. I don't know how far it's going to go, but it'll get done eventually. So this right here is all scratched out, leveled off, and the rain that we're going to get today will level everything off, and if there are any dips, I can come back and just fill in the low spots, and there's going to be our lawn. All right, that's it. So that's it for today. I came out here originally thinking that I'm just going to do a little bit of light duty because I wasn't feeling too well. And I thought, well, you know, the weather is okay. It's a little bit cool. It's a bit breezy. And you can see all day it's been like this. So it's almost like an air conditioner. So as soon as the breeze would start, no humidity, I'm like, well, just keep going. Just do a little bit more, a little bit more. And eventually I got my drainage pretty much all done. So that's really good. And of course, where the old greenhouse was, you guys saw that. That's starting to be leveled out, and I moved the aluminum pieces, the doors, and the quinset, the arches. So yeah, everything worked out pretty good. But now it's time to go home. All right. So if you like this video, like I always say, leave a comment, smash the like button. If you're not a subscriber, hey, why not? It's free, and you can see what life is like here in the Russian Far East. See, the thing is, many of the YouTubers that are here in Russia, the foreigners, they're all out in the West, or most of them. There's me here in Khabarovsk. There's a guy down in Vladivostok, an Australian named Mark. There's Daniel from Sudanka near Lake Baikal. And there's a few more west of there, I think in Ekaterinburg. But most of them are like Moscow, St. Petersburg, Nizhny Novgorod. Phil, right here, Khabarovsk. Okay, I gotta go. Take care and paka paka.